What's that? What's that? What's that? What's up? What's up? What's up, baby? What's up with y'all, man? How y'all doing? I'm somewhere. I'm a real truck driver. I don't know where I'm at, but I know I'm headed I-10 East. I-10 East. I-10 East, baby. I just shut down for the night. I still got about 80 miles to go. I'm gonna deliver this load early in the morning. I got my eye on something. Try to pick up something out of Savannah. What's up? You say you're on your way to the house, man. What today is? Today is what day? You going back home on today Wednesday? Yeah, today Wednesday. Oh, I'm tripping. Today Tuesday. Oh shit. Oh. What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? Man, I'm about to go take me a fire shower. You heard me? Man, y'all hit that like for your boy. Hit that like, hit the like, hit the like, and subscribe for your boy. Say, bro, like, you know what I noticed about YouTube? YouTube is like all these apps, they be taken from, I ain't gonna say taken, but YouTube, you can sell stuff on YouTube like on TikTok, but they get that from TikTok, you know what I'm saying? But it's fire the way, it is, all these apps, they just be biting off each other, but it's good for us because we can take that and we can make money out of it, so that's the good thing, about, now you can take a product and you can sell it just like QVC, just like off TikTok, so yeah, we shut down, bro. We headed I-10 I-10. Y'all do me a favor. I got 6 people in here. If I could get 2 of y'all to hit the like, I'd be good, because I'm trying to build this live up. See if I could get my live popping. See, that's one thing about a man. About a man, we really gotta have something to say. I be looking at these women live. These women, they don't gotta say, they don't be saying nothing. But just by them being a woman, they could just sit in front of the camera. But we as men, especially me, by me being an ugly man, I gotta have something to say. You heard me? I gotta have something to say. So my angle, and it's all about trying to find a perfect angle. You see what I'm saying? Like what works for you. And I can't be fake. Even if I tried, I can't be fake. Happy Tuesday. Hello, everyone. What's up, Daniel? I can't be fake. Like, everybody know that about me. One thing about me is people, when they come around me, they want know one thing. Like, they be like, oh, Lord, here come Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? They be having like, let's put the weed out. Here come Lawrence. Put the weed out. Put the weed out. But it ain't really like that. I just can't be fake, and I got a real super conscious. Like, I can't really like. I'm from the projects, right? I grew up in Iberville. Well, I grew up in the Saint. I'm from the St. Thomas, but I go after they tore the St. Thomas down. We moved in Iberville. But the point I'm trying to make is when I go around dudes that I grew up with, like, I gotta feed my mind knowledge. I can't have a stupid conversation, or I can't talk about something small. It gotta be something big, or it's kind of like birds of a feather flock together. A pigeon can't hang with an eagle because the eagle fly high. A pigeon can't breathe that thin air way in the sky. So, man, somebody was telling this story how a crow was picking at an eagle, right? A crow was picking at an eagle. Always, every time I go live, everybody won't call me, but when I'm not live, nobody call me. Soon when I go live, that's when everybody won't call. Hold on, y'all. So, uh, yeah, city boy. Yeah, I'm from New Orleans, and when people ask me where I'm from, I always be like, "Look, dude, I'm from the St. Thomas. When they tore the St. Thomas down, we moved to the Iberville, and then I went to Peters. Then, for my sixth grade year, I went to Philip in the St. Bernard, and I got my first apartment in the sixth wall. I lived out in the east. I had another apartment out in the east. You know, live on the West Bank. So when people ask me from who, I just say New Orleans, man. New Orleans. But we about to go hit that shower. But the story, he say, solid check, my man. Yeah, look, the story I was about to tell was, um, they had a crow picking at an eagle's head. But this how smart the eagle is. The eagle couldn't shake the crow off the back of his head. So what the eagle did was he flew higher and higher. See, the crow can't fly as high as the eagle. And so the eagle knew that. So he flew high and the air is thin up there. So the crow, it had to let go because he couldn't breathe that thin air once the eagle was taking him higher and higher and higher. So that story really stuck with me. It was a powerful story. So, far too often in our community, especially with the kids, you try to get them to understand, especially when you're going through those teenage years. A lot of those, you know, a lot of your friends during your teenage years is y'all all trying to figure out what type of bird you is, and so you're in a learning stage right now, but you start flying and figuring out what type of bird you is once you're 25, 30. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't start flying till they 35, 40. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, you're in those stages where you're trying to figure out what type of man you is. So a lot of times what end up happening is, once you reach your 20s and your 30s, you figure out, you grew apart because you figured out what type of bird you is. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all if y'all hit the like for me, and if y'all can, send a gift. Send a gift. All the proceeds to go towards special cause. You know what I'm saying? Go to a nice little charity. That's what it is, man. Is to definitely, you know, the plan is, bro. You know, towards the end of the year, I want to try to have my you know, I'm gonna get my barbecue off the ground. So we're gonna try to stack and grind it out all this year. So I try to motivate each and every one of you. And one of the guys, he joined my live a couple days ago. He always in my live. I don't know if you hear. I call him Kevin, but he was telling me his story or whatnot. And I really want see if we could raise, you know, $150. That's why I say y'all could send him gifts and we could bless Kevin with getting his toy card so he could get out his mama house. Cause once he had told me his story, I'm like, man, if we could if you could help a person, just give them a little push. Some people just need a little push. So if we could, you know, y'all send gifts or whatnot, we could raise $150. We could give Kevin, we could get Kevin his he said, what rig you drive? Freightliner? Yeah, Freightliner. You know, so thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. If y'all could send a super gift, like I said, we could raise $150. And Kevin, who joined my live, he's a loyal I about to say customer. He been rocking with me since day one, liking all my videos, you know what I'm saying, comment everything. You know, he said he going through a rough time. He's still with his mama. And his mama, you know, she ain't really she trying to kick him out. So we could raise $150 to get Kevin a Twit card. Cause if my partner work off show, I could get him on with my partner. And he could go work off show. So if we could raise $150 to bless Kevin with a Twit card, that you know what I'm saying, that'll really make my day. He said, hi, black man. What's up, federal agent? Cause he said mama. You know what I'm saying? And we all been there. He says mom will be making breakfast for a whole man, be making pancakes, bacon, sausage, all that stuff, and don't be making him nothing. And he be saying, where mine's at, you know? But I say, look, dog, we all been there. But push yourself a little more. And if I could get y'all to, you know, donate $150, we could bless him with a he said, are you a woman? Are you a girl? If we could raise $150, we could bless Kevin with a Twit card. You see what I'm saying? And could push him. And I got my partner. My partner, he work offshore. He a captain out there on the tugboat. We could get him on, starting. You know, by him ain't have no experience. They gonna train him and everything for deckhand, and he can you know have a place to stay. One thing about offshore, man, they got plenty of food out there. You could stack your bread up. You ain't gotta worry about paying a light bill. You ain't got to worry about paying a bill. You ain't got, you know, only thing you probably, you know, if you got a cell phone, pay the cell phone bill. That's it. But you go offshore, you just stack your bread. All you got to do is tie them barges up. You have a place to stay. You're going to have a bed offshore. Food, you can eat a steak every day. I remember I was on a when I was offshore, I was on a tugboat. We was tying them barges up down in New Liberia, coming through the canal. We was in the Mississippi. We used to come through the Mississippi, but we was mainly in the channels through Louisiana, you know, tying them barges up and stuff like that, shipping them all, doing all that. But I remember I was on there, it was two captains and we used to split it up. Sometimes we'll do 6 and 6, sometimes we do 12 and 12. But mainly we used to do 6 and 6, work for 6 hours, and then the other crew, because it was two crew, two deckhands, two captains. So while one captain sleep, the other one working. While I was deckhand, while I sleep, the other deckhand he working. So we could used to do 12 and 12. And one captain, you know, he ain't even used to eat. You know, so we was doing 14 days. And 14 days, dude, if I'm not mistaken, the budget for 14 days is $3,500. So for 14 days, they got $3,500 worth of food on that boat. And then after we switch, after the 14 days up, they throw all that shit away and bring it. Like we don't never eat all of everything, but we couldn't bring it home. They used to allow us to do that. We throw all that shit in the water. Let the alligators eat all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing you don't gotta worry about when you go offshore, they got plenty of food. Plenty of food, dude. He said, "Are you a woman?" Yeah, I'm a woman. Yeah, yeah, I'm a woman. Yeah, dude. Shit free. Yeah, man, I'm about to get ready to go take me a little quick little shower in about an hour. Man, I appreciate all y'all, man. We black shit. Man. I almost broke my damn glasses, man. Man, where you going, bro? Where you going? You talking about some good night? Where you going, man? You better not leave this live. You better not leave this live, man. Talking about some good night. Good night. What, man? Don't leave this live, man. Send me a super chat, man. I'm trying to raise $150, bro. I might go take me a nice little shower. You heard me? At this LOVE. Oh Lord. Man, you talking about what you say? What are your plans for the night? What's your plans for the night? Huh? What's your plans for the night, homie? What's your plans for the night, homie? What's my plans for the night? You already know my plans for the night. You heard me? About to go to the club. About to go take me a nice little shower. You heard me? You heard me? About to go take me a nice little frizzle, bizzle. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Nice little clean little shower. Nice little clean little shower. Run that hot water. Ooh, Son of a bitch.